that takes money. Our last event that we did in 2014, 2015, we ended up having a valid attempt. I mean, close to 86 counties covered with contacts, ready to go into play, ready to get signatures, ready to hammer this thing home. And all of a sudden, as we're publishing it up on the internet, these are our contacts, go to your contact, this is the person you want to go to. The opposition is actually doing the same thing and going out into major counties like Oakland or Wayne and saying, you know what, we'll make this happen for you if you back out of this thing. And that's what happened. We have to do this in a different way. Now, unfortunately, we spent a lot of time, but I literally had representatives from almost that entire legislature running against this. They didn't want it. Arlen Meekhoff, and I have to say, he's done a couple of, in his defense, one or two good things for me. And so has Lieutenant Governor Kelly. But they're not, they're more so just a culmination of what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with is an institution. Once we change the institution then starts breeding legislators that represent us once again. But that's going to take a lot of effort. And that effort's going to be somewhere north of 350,000 signatures. We're going to have to grab it in 4 to 6 months, depending on when we can get our feet on the ground. The plan here in this effort is to build up a war chest. The war chest is going to basically culminate close to $500,000. And then what we're going to do from that point on, I mean, I said to everybody when we got together on this, and Tracy and Amira approached me on this, I said, we have to be in what's basically a TAC form. Because we've got people running against this with money, lots of it. I can mention a couple families. Most of you know who they are. But I'm going to tell you something, I got close to the skirt on one of these people because the money was coming from everywhere. And in order to counter that, I have to be stealth and I have to move in and get the work done. The way to do that is through a paid ballot drive. We have to do a paid ballot drive, and we cannot basically let out what we're doing until at such a point we are ready to go in and start grabbing the signatures, forming the ballot committee, and getting things underway with filings at the Secretary of State. Everything we do beyond that, they're watching our every move. Unfortunately, folks, that's going to require a lot of time and money. Now, Dave made a comment here, and I want to go into this in a little bit more detail. Why these legislators do not want to basically see this come to fruition. Now, we've all seen my videos. I'm going to switch over to Adobe. And I'm going to open up something that I found this week. Bear with me. Well, I got a lot of stuff on here. What you're looking at here is something not too many people see. I do private investigations in environmental, and sometimes I go where I shouldn't. But I do it. What you're looking at here is something that Dave probably in his reign during his time in the legislature basically voted out of existence. But it's the pension benefactors that we're paying billions of dollars into. I got a couple of them. I mean, and I've arrowed them. This first one right here, you see, and it's actually where my cue is here. Lauren Bennett. Lauren Bennett cost me a lot of time in my life. He instituted a law that basically was illegal. Dave actually took part in its removal and repeal. But imagine being in your occupation. No law prevents you from being in your occupation. It's lawful. You enter into it. And all of a sudden, one day, the state says, you can no longer do that unless you get a license. Oh, and by the way, if you want that license, you've got to be a member of a PAC group in Denver, Colorado to do it. And the people that have to nominate you to be in there are your competitors. That was Lauren Bennett. Lauren's taken home right now for that little effort $3,269 a month. That's what he was rewarded for.
State money.
It's all state money. You can call it what you want. It's our wallets, folks. What this is, I'm just going to let you in on a couple little things. I mean, you've all been to our Facebook. You've all looked at our Facebook. You've seen some of the stuff with Merv. God bless him. I tell you, he's been a wonderful asset to me. But he posted up Jennifer Granholm's new home on the Pacific Seaside shore of California. Yeah. Do you people even realize what that real estate is worth? You know, the only thing you can hope is that the big one hits and she has to surf to Denver. I mean, right now, she is in the lap of luxury. We're going to go down this list. I got a couple of ones here itemized. Is this getting interesting or not? Next one. Dave's going to recognize some names. I can't go through all of them. I just picked out a couple for examples.
Bishop's a congressman now. What's he getting? Go back there. He's a congressman now.
I'm only going to do a couple of these.
Well, look at Bishop once. He's a congressman. He's getting 80,000 a year doing that. And Bishop here is getting
$5,160 a month.
A month. You get that for life.
Yep.
Yes. And once he dies, his widow continues to receive it.
Is that why Edith is getting money from Bennett?
Bennett, I mean, what was the question?
Well, Edith is up there getting more money than Lauren. And I didn't know if she was a
Depends
survivor.
how long they've been in.
Survivor.
She was in office and actually got herself a pension.
Oh, I see. But it said survivor, not retired.
It states survivor. That's a good point. It states right here, and I'll just touch it right there on my little cube. You can see right there, survivor. That means the representative has died, and the family is still receiving the pension.
And they also get health care.
Oh, by the way, they also got basically expenses. So you're paying more than that per month. They're getting expenses. I've got the laws on that too.
Yeah, and what's the number? Is that years of service?
Is that years of service?
I'd have to go up. Now, that's payments year to date, so that's in a given year. It's in a given year. But I'm going to go down and find a couple more arrows. Oh, John Engler.
Oh my word.
John Engler is receiving $8,468 a month. Don't let that fool you. He's actually making, folks, and I looked it up, and I've got the documentation here, $112,000 a year in pension. Now this is John Engler, the man that actually took your rainy day fund and bankrupted it. Okay? Again, powers around the governor. The powers around the governor. By the way, in Russia, I'd be shot for this. So, just so you know. Ed Fredericks. Now, nobody knows Ed Fredericks, but I do. Ed Fredericks was actually a friend of mine. He worked with Jesse Dolman on the education you're looking at here is a gentleman that worked with several other people that created this 1.5% increase you're seeing on your property taxes every year. Now you say, well, wait a minute. How are they increasing my property taxes? It's under the law, Part 269, the rate of inflation, or 1.5%, whatever is lower. Now this is another one of these gimmicks that they pull, like Dave's talking about, where it's an expanding tax. It's an expanding tax. Now Ed Fredericks is kind of interesting about Ed. I met him when I was 17. I'm 54 years old now. Ed's been receiving this ever since. And so has all of his other compadres.
Unfunded mandate.
We'll go on down. I only did a couple of these, folks, because honestly, you're gonna get so mad and you're gonna say, oh my gosh, where do they live? Give me the toilet paper. But, Dick Posthumus. You wanna know what Dick's taking home? He's taking home more than John Engler. Dick Posthumus. By the way, you don't know this, but Snyder is also paying Dick $184,000 a year
Yep.
just to advise him. This is a gravy train. We'll go on down a little further. Oh, here's one. Bill Schuette. Dave's enjoying this. He's sitting there right there. He's saying, get him. Bill Schuette. He's making $3,269 a year.
No, a month.
I mean a month. I'm
Plus
sorry. Thank you.
his wage.
Thank you. But what I meant to say is that's in addition to his $124,000 salary he's getting as Attorney General, plus his 401k contribution that's now under the new act, and if you want to see that, I have that here too, plus his expenses. He gets expenses and health insurance. Folks, we didn't get this prior to 1980, before all of this stuff started taking root on us and we were thrown into the poorhouse, working at General Motors. We go down here a little further.
Ken Sycamore.
Yeah, who was that? That was a Highland.
That's your last one. Ken Sycamore. Who all knows Ken Sycamore? Ken Sycamore? My memory eludes me. Representative or senator?
I think he was both, that's why his number's so high.
Okay. He's making more than Dick Posthumus
Oh, my.
on his pension. Okay? Now, folks, I mean, there is just so much waste that has happened to this. Why? Because once again, we huddled around the governor. We gave me 10,000, put me in office. Everybody has hit me on this. If you have $35,000 a year, are you going to be able to draw a quality person into office? Now, I've been asked that. A quality person. What's a quality person? I mean, that's a very broad term. Now, didn't we just say we're in a representative republic? Right? Who feels representative with these kind of numbers? There's no quality here. You're dealing with Texas carpetbaggers, except they're just dressed up like lawyers. That's what you're dealing with. A representative is my township supervisor, Bill Vandenberg. Bill makes only $20,000 a year. Bill's there 100% of the time. If I got a question, he's there helping. If I got a problem, he's there helping. He's always there. And plus, I can go over to his house. That's what a part-time legislature will give you. It'll finally give you a people's voice. They'll be here in the district. They'll be here. When they're in Lansing, they'll be there. And every lobbyist that's there will be there with them.
We gotta have time for questions, don't forget.
Yep. I'm gonna hurry this up a little bit.
That just took me off.
Well, I'm hoping so, because I'm gonna ask you for a lot of money. So, So,
Ask Ken Second.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, he can afford the whole thing. And that's no joke. There's been several articles